So can everyone hear me? All right.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So this is about the MuleSoft custom business event. So what is this business event about? Is when we have a complex mail application, then where we are passing message around few different endpoints. Then it becomes a black box if we don't have a dashboard to show user where the message is currently stuck. So that's what this is about. So I've built to show how this works. I've built a sample application. What does this sample application do is basically it captures a HTTP message, uh, a payload. So the payload actually looks like this. It's just a sample payload. I made an imaginary order submission like order number, order name, and then it goes through and logs the first event. What this first event does is just log the start time as a business event, like when this transaction is initiated, and the message enricher is just to simulate a outbound endpoint. So actually, what is inside this message enricher is basically just a random number generator to generate a number that divides by zero, which will create arithmetic error. So that's how I generate random errors and random 500 messages. So after that, it just prepare. If it's successful, and which means it's not divide by zero, it will go and prepare the response message and capture a successful event. But if it encounter an error in the message enricher, it will go into the fail, the exception strategy here, and capture the fail event. So the three custom business event. This is what the configuration for the three custom events that you have seen just now. So basically, you can specify what fields you want to capture, which is really useful and handy. Later, I'll show you how it looks like in the insights report. Basically, they are all the same. The difference is status is this is start, this is success, and that's fail. So to enable insights logging in Cloud what we need to do is because I find that the documentation it depends on the version you're looking at. You need to look at the 3.8 active documentation to get this menu. If you look at the older version, it brings you somewhere else. So if you look at 3.8, you go into the runtime manager, go into settings, go into insights, and you can either choose metadata or metadata and replay. The difference between these two is one is just captures the metadata, which is what you have logged as a custom business event. The second one is it allows an additional feature where you could replay the message, but when you replay the message, it begins from the beginning, as in it will resubmit the message from the HTTP inbound endpoint onwards. It won't resume where it has been failed. Um, yeah, so I use Postman to test. So these two are example instances of I've created my own account in Cloudhub. So this is actually a live demo deployment for the source the sample application that I built. These two pictures actually on the left you see here is a sample of a successful execution from end to end. On the right, you'll see a failed one, a 500 error, and you see the status fail. So you could use Postman to post the following payload to this endpoint. So once you have used Postman to test to post the payload, you get a report that looks like this in Insight. You have a failed and a completed status. And if you drill down into the report, this is what you will see. You go and click on the expand on the field. You'll see your flow name and all the individual components because there are different modes you can turn on. You can turn on default event tracking. You turn on default event tracking, you will whatever Mule components that is built for event tracking, you will see all the business data there. But if you do not turn on the default event tracking, this is what I mean by saying default event tracking. You go to the flow. this is the checkbox to turn it on. And you can even specify a transaction ID, a custom one. In our case, if you're building a specific application like work order, maybe it could be a work order ID. But if you turn this off, then it won't capture the other message component stuff. So as I've shown you, the this is what the capture field events looks like. So if I go back to the code, uh, capturing field events, this is what the configuration looks like. So like all the fields, the key value pair names that I've put in, it will capture it as a business event when it hits the component. That's where it will log it into here as the insight. So I stored the original payload, the response payload, the timestamp, the status. These two are the order numbers. Still need to see what's wrong with it. So if I move, yeah. So next, the last feature in the insights is the replay. So it's a very small icon by the side of you. To locate the replay, you need to drill down to the individual pass or fail transaction, and then you see this small refresh icon. If you click on it, there will be a pop-up dialog to say, do you want to replay? You click on replay. Once a message is successfully replayed, you will see this pop-up. It will say replayed successful, and then it will show you a completed replay. So like I said, the application I built is you either have a success or failure randomly. So if that replay is successful, it will show you a completed status.
When you
And
replay, does that give you a new message ID?
yes, it does. It does.
Okay, great.
So and then this is the source code link to the sample application. You can have a play with it and upload to your own Mule instances. So I'll just stop the recording so that when we pass it around, it won't be too big.